won a trophy or two in modern times. But today their struggle is to survive the current drought and build for a better tomorrow. But it's their visitors, Sheffield Wednesday, who have their eyes on the First Division and to go up as champions. Your commentator, John Watson.
The fans inside Elland Road full of anticipation, but they don't quite know what to expect from this Yorkshire derby because both clubs have been unable to finalise their team until this morning. Leeds manager Eddie Gray, now without his brother Frank, who's been ruled out for the rest of the season, but pleased that number 8 Scott Sellers passed a fitness check today. Sellers, one of 4 18-year-olds in the Leeds 12, and so is number 4 there, Dennis Irwin, whose own goal cost them the match at Newcastle on Wednesday. Today he'll be at right back, but plenty of experience around him, in the shape of goalkeeper David Harvey, who's 36 and also the team captain, and 37-year-old Peter Lorimer, who needs just 1 goal to break John Charles' club record. Sheffield Wednesday without 4 defenders, Mel Sterland, Peter Shirtliff and Laurie Madden all suspended, Mark Smith injured. So you can expect number 11 Gary Shelton to play right back for the first time in his career, with number 3 Kevin Taylor partnering Gary Megson in midfield. Referee David Richardson of Great Harwood. The weather conditions somewhat freakish. We've had sunshine and now sleet in Leeds today. And Leeds United in all white kick-off, playing from right to left. Sheffield Wednesday, the promotion prospects, are in the stripes. Number 3 for Leeds, Gary Hampson. 7 is Butterworth. Trying to turn past Shelton. Free kick to Sheffield Wednesday, fouled by Butterworth. These two cities only 30 miles apart down the motorway, and as you might expect, a crackling atmosphere inside the ground, reminding me of what Elland Road used to be like in the early 70s. Forward by Williamson. Back by Sellers, only as far as Bannister. Now it's Verardi, and Taylor came in. Here's Cunningham, waiting for the setup. Gary Megson. Cunningham had time there to look around, see who was coming up in support, and it was Gary Megson, past fit only this morning. Helped on by Hurd. Missed kick by Lyons. Cunningham. Hampson. Ritchie, the player in pursuit. Sheffield were a bit motionless there. It's still Ritchie. And Martin Hodge forced to turn it round from Andy Ritchie. Dickinson coming in, and he was stopped by Nigel Worthington. Megson, he just got it out. Here's Hurd. Off Megson again. Good defending by the midfield player. And it's given Imre Verardi the chance to break for Wednesday. Bannister's up with him just inside. And Megson's made a terrific run on this side. And Verardi's checked and found Bannister. And Verardi. Leeds escape. A typical Sheffield Wednesday counter-attack. And Barnes can now get things going on this side of the field with Gary Hampson. Butterworth's gone through the centre. Sellers. Barnes. Sellers again. Barnes wants it played back inside, but Sellers good enough to go alone. And Ritchie's coming in. And Barnes went for the acrobatics. And suddenly, Kevin Taylor releases Verardi, and Sheffield Wednesday are playing a game on the break here. But Leeds win the ball back. Irwin. Blocked by Oliver. It was offside anyway against Ritchie on the far side. But that was a storming 3 or 4 minutes with the teams driving towards one end of the pitch and then just as quickly back at the other. Hampson covering. So a free kick to Leeds. Hampson will take it. Target is Ritchie. Now Lorimer. Onside, Andy Ritchie. A chance here for Leeds. Butterworth's in the middle. Butterworth! The best chance of the first half, the best move, and nearly the first goal. And Sheffield Wednesday went across to the linesman to protest about a possible offside. But nobody minds when they beat the offside trap, because really the attacking team deserved to make the break. Ritchie was on the right, and Butterworth got the flying header at the near post, only just over. A couple of minutes left in the first half, and Bannister has the ball for Sheffield Wednesday. Shelton, that's not going to find Verratti, and it won't find Bannister either. But Wednesday timing their moment again to come forward. That's Bannister. Oh, that was Hampson away. Now it's Megson. And Taylor coming in for the first time shot. Can Worthington hit one? Little chip ball in for Verratti. Worthington goes again. Corner. Sheffield Wednesday scores so many goals off Gary Megson's corners that Leeds will be worried now. Mike Lyons is inside the 6-yard box. Cunningham is on the edge of it. Verratti is on the far post from the kicker. And Lorimer got his head to the ball. Now Worthington. Turned back in, Bannister. Oh, and David Harvey just clawed it round, going down. Maybe a bit unsighted at first by Bannister's header. So it's a corner again to Sheffield Wednesday. Cunningham's flick, and the header there was by Bannister, and Verratti went in for the rebound, and neither of them could quite get there, and Leeds can break, and break well. Ritchie played a splendid ball to Butterworth, and he's got Barnes free to his left. Peter Barnes had to take it first time, and that was either one thing or the other, a spectacular goal or a slice off the side of the foot. But back in the midfield, when Andy Ritchie played the first ball, he took a very heavy challenge. I think it was from Shelton, but he appears to be all right. And so, the first half ends. It was intense rather than inspired, but you might expect that between two Yorkshire rivals. There are no goals, but there's plenty of passion in a match between two neighbouring sides whose supporters are pleased now that the snow has stopped falling. Good to see this big crowd in Yorkshire. There's been something of a slump in the fortunes of football clubs in this county, but now with both the Sheffield teams chasing promotion and York City and Leeds preparing for a push next season, it would seem that better times are on the way. Sheffield Wednesday have only lost 4 times in the league this season, and they are now playing from the right in the second half. Dickinson. Ritchie. Now, are they going to beat the offside trap here? I would have doubted it. No, the linesman, Barry Miller from Stockton, spotting that there was an offside. But Sheffield Wednesday prepared to take that risk each time. Megson. Bannister. Megson. Little chip ball in for Shelton. He's done well here, has Shelton. And that was set up and wide. Shelton made the initial approach, tucked the ball back, and Gary Bannister, the top scorer, might have done better with the opportunity. Lions. Megson on to Verardi. Needs somebody here to take a defender on, turn him and open up the game. We haven't seen much of that. It's a bit dour, as derby matches often are, despite all the euphoria about the Milk Cup final. There goes Verardi. Volleyed away by Lorimer. Hurd. Play on, says referee Richardson. Taylor for Sheffield Wednesday. Megson tucked it back. Bannister's there this time. Bannister, is it going in? No. Martin Dickinson off the line. With Harvey beaten, number 6 Dickinson saves Leeds. But it's not over yet. Sheffield Wednesday have a corner, and Megson will take that. And Lyons with the flick, and the header out by Hampson. Shelton turns it back, good ball. Megson is onside. And it's still Gary Megson. Opportunity beckons Sheffield Wednesday just then. Dickinson. Oh, it's a good ball. Andy Ritchie, and a good challenge by Charlie Williamson. The game's far more open in this second half. Cunningham's flick. Peter Eustace nearer to us, and Howard Wilkinson on the far side, the manager there on the Sheffield Wednesday bench. Important match for them. Lyons is still forward on the far side for Sheffield Wednesday here. This is Bannister. That's his cross. And there's Lyons, and there's Megson. Oh, he's missed it. Well, the best chances have fallen to Sheffield Wednesday without a doubt. And the presence there of Mike Lyons in open play in the opposing penalty area almost did the trick. Just goes to show if you're prepared to risk the extra man, it can pay dividends. He got the header down, and Gary Megson shot over when, by his standards, he probably feels he should have scored. Verardi. Oh, it's good play by Imre Verardi. Went round about 3 of them. Bannister. And on the left, Nigel Worthington. And the flick on might find Megson. Here's Shelton backing up. Oh, missed it. And can Leeds break themselves? Irwin needs to play it early. Fine ball. Barnes. 5 coming up with him. Kevin Hurd's here, number 2. 2 to his right, and Hodge turns it out, and here's Scott Sellers. Can he score? He's round the keeper and pulls it back. Butterworth off the line. So Butterworth foiled at the other end, and here's Verardi, and he's got away from Martin Dickinson, and Sheffield Wednesday pump players forward now, and it's out. Well, chances at both ends. First Megson shot over, and then Scott Sellers got round the keeper, got the ball in, and Butterworth's effort cleared off the line, and it's been a match of near misses. Still Oliver. Cunningham's on the far post with a header back, and Bannister was there, and it's gone through for a goal. Sheffield Wednesday's pressure pays off with 10 minutes to go. Cunningham knocked it back, and Bannister, it might have just taken a slight deflection on its way through, but David Harvey had no chance. And Sheffield Wednesday are in the lead with Gary Bannister's 19th goal of the season. Very consistent marksmanship, and this could give Sheffield Wednesday 3 points, but Leeds will come back at them in the last few minutes. Sellers. And Ritchie's there! They came back straight away! Sellers with the cross, Ritchie the header, and Sheffield Wednesday caught sleeping, but appealing for handball, surely. Was it his hand? That's the big question, because when the cross came in, I thought it was the hand of Ritchie, and the goalkeeper thinks so too, and the referee must surely speak to the linesman. It looked to me as though it might have been his hand and not his head from here. Mike Lyons has said, come away, they're going to consult. But there's a moment of controversy here. What's going to happen? A goal's been given. They've given the goal to Andy Ritchie, but there will have to be a question mark as to what part of his anatomy put the ball in the net. Martin Hodge was nearer to it than me and the referee, and the way he reacted made me think it was hands. 8 minutes to go, 1-1. What an electric match we've got here now. Ray Varady. Pulled down, but the advantage is his, really. They've got the ball. Worthington. And Megson's in there. Cunningham for Sheffield Wednesday. And he sets up Imre Varady. And now Bannister. And now Megson with the chip. Oh, brilliant save. Fine save by Harvey, but what an inspired piece of quick thinking by Gary Megson. Just saw the keeper possibly edging off his line and went for the delicate side foot chip, Glenn Hoddle style, but Harvey knew what was on and turned it over the bar. And Lyons tries to get a flick to it. Megson again, driven low and away by Sellers. The fans around the ground are still wondering about the Leeds equaliser, and my feeling was, as he went to head it, Andy Ritchie, he had his arm up alongside his head, and really, it's a question of what part of his body put the ball in. Ritchie. Lorimer. And the Yorkshire derby ends all square. 2 goals in a minute, just 10 minutes from the end. Sheffield Wednesday taking the lead through Gary Bannister, and Leeds United equalising through Andy Ritchie straight from the kickoff. Some debate about the equaliser, because Sheffield Wednesday's defenders seem to think the arm was up and may have touched the ball, but that will be history after the weekend. It's a talking point for the Yorkshire fans. Sheffield Wednesday take 1 point in their bid to go back into the First Division, and Leeds United, who found a real player in Scott Sellers, it would seem, at number 8, they're building for next season, and on the day were Wednesday's equals.
Well, a fine match to behold. Wednesday proving once again that they're worth that First Division place, and Leeds making them pull out all the stops to prove that point. The Ritchie goal, the talking point of the day, illustrating for the second week running the sort of nightmare decisions that confront officials at times. And there's no way from his position referee David Richardson could see an offence. His linesman might have had a dog's chance, but even having played this special view from our remote camera over and over again, it's impossible to be certain exactly what happened. Remember, the officials are judging whether Ritchie intentionally handled the ball, which is probably why Hansen was acquitted in the Milk Cup final. Where the ball goes or doesn't go afterwards doesn't affect that decision, and even if the handling is intentional, one official has to spot it to punish the offender. My view, the ball brushed Ritchie's head and rocketed in off his elbow, but I don't blame anyone for not seeing that clearly. But do keep your eyes wide open for the next half an hour, because there's the Grand National and Goal of the Month to come. But before that, 2 busy goalkeepers at St Andrews.